morning. This is Troy Torres. I'm here with Johnny Rosario and Eric Rosario, who's at the top trying to get footage of the defendants leaving the courthouse. It is sometime after 9:30 a.m., I think. We're not allowed to bring our phones inside the court. We had just left the district courthouse where there was a hearing, a discovery conference.
Yeah.
Who was that? Who come?
That was Tom Fisher.
Oh, Tom Fisher. Attorney Tom Fisher, who is the attorney for Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio's boyfriend, Matthew Tapasnia, who has been indicted by the federal grand jury for corruption charges, along with the Lieutenant Governor's sister, Teresa Tenorio, her boyfriend, Frankie Rosalind, and three other people. Am I doing that math correctly? 4 other people. Seven indicted altogether. They had their discovery conference this morning, and this is the first time that we're seeing all 7 of them back in court since their arraignment, which was in July. Now, this morning, Kandit was the first to arrive out of the media, but not the first to arrive to the courtroom. Defendant Frankie Rosalind was the first to arrive, and he was already seated in the gallery when we went up to the district court into the 3rd floor conference room.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Hi, good morning, Attorney Sirlahi. I was Attorney Jackie Sirlahi, attorney for the Lieutenant Governor's sister, Teresa Tenorio. She's leaving the court now. All right. So, interestingly, when Johnny Rosario and I got into the courtroom and we were seated in the gallery near Frankie Rosalind, he said to us, and I can't use the exact terms because of the language, but he said, "You MRFers know what's up." And then Defendant Marlene Pinala entered the courtroom, and she sat on the other side of the gallery. And then Defendant Teresa Tenorio entered the courtroom. And when she came into our view, she looked at us and she said, "You know what you've done." And then shortly after that, all of the attorneys and the other defendants started to file in. Jackie Sirlahi came, Heather Kidigwa, who was the attorney for Frankie Rosalind, Louis Yanza, the attorney for Defendant Tina Sanchez, Edwin Torres, who was from the Rosano law firm representing Winnie Santos, another co-defendant. Ms. Santos, according to Mr. Torres, had an emergency dental procedure this morning, which is why she was not able to show up at court. Attorney Peter Perez was there for Marlene Pinala. Attorney Bill Gavris was there for Kathleen Pareto, and Tom Fisher again for Matthew Tapasnia. The attorneys were called by Clerk Francine Diaz to take their seats at 9:19 a.m. And then at 9:20 a.m., the case was called. Judge Michael Bordallo came and asked for the prosecutor, Ben Petersburg, to begin with whatever he had to say about this discovery conference. Mr. Petersburg was very brief. He dropped a bombshell. He said that 934,000 pages of discovery had been released to the defendants. For perspective here, there are 500 pieces of paper and a ream of paper. There are 10 boxes. There are 10 reams in a box. 10 reams in a box of paper. That's 180 boxes, or 1,800 reams of paper full of discovery. And discovery, for anyone who might not know, are the documents and the evidence that are provided back and forth between the defense and the prosecution in a criminal case or even in a civil case. He said that there were several forensic extractions and 934,000 pages of discovery handed over to the defense in hundreds of gigabytes of data. Attorney Jackie Sirlahi, who was seated front and center for the court, her client, Teresa Tenorio, seated right behind her, while everybody else was seated on the outskirts of the 3rd floor courtroom. It was the main defendant, Teresa Tenorio, who was right there, front and center. And so Attorney Jackie Sirlahi was the first to speak, and she said, frankly speaking, if we spent 30 seconds on each page, it would take us 1,700 hours to review the discovery. We are not at a stage to determine whether we could even advise if expert witnesses are needed, or even to talk about pre-trial motions. And she also said there is evidence that appears to be missing from the discovery. She anticipates further requests, and she asks to enlarge the period of the discovery conference and return in November to determine where they go from there. Then Attorney Bill Gavris was the next to speak. He said that they've had some technical difficulties, but he has hired an expert to help them with the data. But he would also like more time, partly because they may need expert witnesses and they need time to review the discovery to determine what expert witnesses that they'll need. Then Attorney Luyanza said that he'll be preparing to request for more time. He'll be asking for an extension. Then Judge Bordallo intervened and said that he assumes it's the same for all the attorneys. All the attorneys said yes. They nodded their heads that yes, they need more time. So he says that they're going to meet. He wants the attorneys to meet together in the next 30 days and to prepare a new trial. And he's going to vacate the existing trial schedule. He would like for these attorneys on the defense side to meet with the prosecution to determine a new trial schedule. And then the court will come back on October 31 at 11 a.m. to file, October 31 at 11 a.m. to continue the discovery conference, and then from there determine what's going to happen in this case. He said we will vacate the current trial. There is just cause to exclude time so the parties can have time to prepare for the case. So what this means is, aside from the fact that there's nearly 1 million pages of discovery here, nearly 1 million pages of evidence from the prosecution in this case, which in itself is a very big story. Aside from the statements both Mr. Rosalyn and Ms. Tenorio said directly to Kandit in the full view of a camera in the third floor conference room. They were right below the camera, actually. The trial date is being moved from December 1 to, pardon me. Oh, that's right. Johnny Rosario is reminding me that Teresa Tenorio's attorney actually stopped her from talking after she said to us, "You know what you've done." There is no longer going to be a December 1 trial that starts on December 1. All of the dates that had moved up from here until December 1 have been vacated, and we don't know what the new trial date will be. That might be determined when the parties come back again on October 31 at 11 a.m. And of course, Kandit will be there to celebrate our Halloween in Federal District Court in celebration, of course, of criminal justice against the corrupt. For Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres with Johnny Rosario and Eric Rosario. Good morning.